Hey guys, welcome to this video. So I wanted to make a quick beginner-friendly guide to structuring leg day for people who want to train for hypertrophy, which is increasing your muscle size. In this video, I'm mainly aiming to engage my glute and my hamstring muscles, so I will be doing exercises that mainly target and engage these muscles. So in this video, I'll be showing you guys my hip thrusts, RDLs, and leg presses, and these are considered your compound exercises. And then I will be showing you my isolation exercises, which are the glute medius kickbacks and the leg curls. So your compound exercises are your exercises that use multiple muscle groups during the movement. So these are your hip thrusts, your barbell squats, your RDLs, your leg press. So I always start my leg day with my compound exercises because using more muscle groups requires more energy, and obviously at the start of my workout, that's when I have the most energy. And your isolation exercises are your exercises that mainly target and engage one muscle group at a time. So think your glute medius kickback or your leg curls. Since last year, I've actually only been doing, when I work out my legs, I only do about 3 to 4 compound exercises, followed by 1 or 2 isolation exercises. I used to do so many exercises on leg day, and I would be at the gym for like 2 hours and I'd be so tired, and I feel like I wasn't even making progress. But now, since I started only doing like 3 to 5 compound exercises maximum, usually like 3 or 4, and then a couple isolation exercises, I've seen way more progress and I have way more energy to actually do each exercise efficiently, and I can go to the gym for like 60 minutes or 90 minutes and have a really good efficient workout and then leave, versus back in the day I would spend like 2 hours doing all these YouTube exercises that didn't even lead to any like differences in my body composition. So I found that limiting myself to only doing a few compound exercises and a couple isolation exercises on leg day leads to way more progress, and I actually have the energy to do every exercise with proper form. So I am training for hypertrophy, which means I'm aiming to increase my muscle size, and I do this by using a high weight at a lower rep count. So I usually do 4 sets of 6 to 8 reps with most of my compound exercises. If your goal is to train for hypertrophy, so you're aiming to increase your muscle size, so the size of your glute muscles and your hamstring muscles, and you're able to do 3 to 4 sets with 15 to 20 reps, then you are likely not using a heavy enough weight. For example, if you are doing hip thrusts and you can do like 4 sets of 20 reps, that likely means that you can increase your weight and decrease the amount of reps you do, and this will allow you to train for hypertrophy. So on leg day, I always start with a quick warm-up on the treadmill for about 8 to 10 minutes, depending on how much time I have. And you can also warm up with the Stairmaster for like 8 to 10 minutes, but I don't do too much cardio or like high intensity cardio before a leg day session because I need to have energy to do my leg day exercises. And saving cardio after actually allows you to burn more fat versus doing it before.
This is because your muscle stored carbohydrates will be used when weight training, so doing cardio after will lead to your body burning fat due to the depleted carbohydrate storage in your muscles.
So I usually start with hip thrust just to get it out of the way because for me, like, that's the hardest thing. So currently I am doing 4 sets of 6 to 8 reps at this weight, and I chose this weight because this is a weight where I wouldn't be able to do like 3 or 4 sets of 12 to 15 reps at this weight. So for me, this weight is a challenge. So your hip thrusts engage your glute muscles, your quadriceps, and your hamstring muscles. And personally, I think that hip thrusts are so crucial to have in your leg day routine. And personally, when I started adding them to my leg days, I noticed progress way faster than before. The distance your feet are will affect what muscles will be more engaged. If your feet are in too close, your quads will take on more tension. If your feet are too far away, your hamstrings will be targeted. So my sweet spot is where I can feel my hamstring and my glute muscles being engaged without my feet being too far out. So after hip thrust, I do my leg press, and I adjust the backrest so that it's at this angle, and I put my feet here when I do leg press, and this allows me to target and engage my glute muscles the most. And obviously where you place your feet on the leg press impacts what muscles are being engaged. So when I place my feet here, I'm able to engage my glute muscles the most.
Leg press engages and works your quadricep muscles, so these are your muscles that are at the front of your thigh. It also engages your hamstring muscles, which are at the back of your thigh, and your glute muscles. And how you angle the seat of the leg press will affect how much of your glute muscles are engaged during this exercise. That's why for me, I adjust my seat to be at this angle so that I can target my glute muscles more.
Then I follow with RDLs. RDLs target your hamstring muscles and your glute muscles. I'm still trying to perfect my RDL form, so I don't use a weight that's too heavy with this, and I'm doing 10 to 12 reps of 4 sets. So when I've completed my compound exercises, I do a couple of isolation exercises. Usually it'll be like leg curls or my glute medius kickback or like an isolation exercise that I saw on TikTok or something. So here I'm doing leg curls. Leg curls target and engage your hamstring muscles. I try my best to do 3 sets of 20 leg curls, and it's super challenging, but this is an exercise that can really engage these muscles and grow them. I also do the glute medius kickback and glute kickback exercises. When I do the glute medius kickbacks, I ankle my foot like this, and this allows me to engage my glute medius muscle. The other exercises like your hip thrust, your RDLs, your leg press, they don't specifically target and engage the glute medius muscle as much as the glute medius kickbacks do, because obviously your glute medius muscles are on your side, and when you're doing your leg press and your hip thrust RDLs, it's mainly engaging that glute maximus muscle, not the glute medius muscle. And I always end my leg days with at least 10 minutes on the Stairmaster at level 10. I usually do one of the exercises, one of the exercise programs on the Stairmaster, like the rolling hills. I usually don't do steady state. So like I said earlier in this video, saving your cardio for after your strength training actually allows you to burn more fat. So I'll never do too much cardio at the start of my strength training sessions. So this is part 1 of how I structure my leg days, and I just wanted this to be an introduction to like compound versus isolation exercises. And then I'm gonna make a part 2 video, and I'm gonna talk about progressive overload and how to train with progressive overload. So yeah, I hope this video was somewhat helpful to people who are new to the gym, and hopefully you can take something from this and use it when next you go to the gym. And thank you so much for watching.